Welcome back, everybody. A 90-day roster review. I know I said it in the video yesterday that I was not going to be able to do this, but I think that I can make this just a condensed version as long as I don't go into too many menus, look into too many characters. I have found that it just doesn't crash. If I just keep it here like this, then it won't crash. If I just keep it on the roster screen, it just won't crash. So we can scroll through that. I'll basically just give a condensed version of my roster and then some things that I've learned in this 90-day now roster review. You see, we are up to level 60, close to level 61. I've made some adjustments with not only the level of my Toons, but also the gear tier of my Toons as well, to I guess accommodate with some of the things that I do want to do in the game, even though I am keeping this as a beginner account and only using it for pretty much the sole purpose of just testing without upgrading the characters for my main account. I still want to, I think it's almost better to upgrade it to this point, and I'll give you my reasons and all of that stuff. But anyways, yeah, hit the thumbs up if you do enjoy. And again, if you didn't catch the video from yesterday, I am having a lot of trouble with my phone, and the phone crashes constantly now. It's really hard to get through my daily activities to be able to do stuff, so I can't go into a bunch of different menus and do all that stuff without it crashing. I'm going to try to figure out a way to get another phone so we could do more videos. I have a bunch of ideas, and now that I am better from being sick, I wanted to get back into it. But until then, guys, again, hopefully you do enjoy. So yeah, like I said, and if this is the first time you've seen one of these videos, this is my beginner account, the account that I'm doing for all new players, kind of just to show you what Toons you can get in the very beginning, recommendations and all of that stuff for all the new players. And I just wanted to have a second account that I could have fun with. And it says 90 days. So I started this account January 1st of this year, and now it's been 3 full months. And I started at 0, have not spent any money in the game. This is just strictly from farming, completing activities, and doing that stuff. And so you can already tell just by looking at it now, 90 days into the game, pretty much the only difference between mine and probably a mid-tier player is just the level. And that's pretty much it. First thing you'll notice, if you watch the 60-day review, I increased the level of my Toons from 20 to 25. And now the reason why I did that is because in the upgrade events, in order to complete the very last node, you have to have your Toons at level 25. Now, to get that tier 3 for the gear, you can only farm it on the 4th node, and it gives you level 2 and level 3 gear. And that became a pain in the butt. A lot of times it wouldn't drop level 3 gear very often, and I just found it being a pain. So I was like, you know what? I want to farm the very last node, be able to get only level 3 stuff, and that way I don't have to worry about it. So I started upgrading my Toons to level 25. I have completed the blue and the green. So I've done the energy and the mystical, and the red one's impossible. Absolutely impossible. I don't know how I'm going to do it at level 25, that is. And I don't know. I don't know. I've tried it with so many different teams, so many different Toons, and I just can't beat the 5th one. So I guess recommendation, I still maybe kind of would recommend to go to level 25, only if of course you want to do the upgrade challenges and be able to get that extra gear if you're increasing the gear tier. Now with mine, I am going to increase all of my Toons to gear 6. So I'm going to put in all of this gear 5 gear, right? And that's why I wanted to get that 5th node. So I'm going to do all of that. It's just I won't be able to hit the actual upgrade button until I'm level 30, but I'm still going to keep it right there. But yeah, besides for those two things, I've pretty much kept everything the same, and I've just been farming all the possible Toons that I can. So let's just start going through the Toons, and then towards the end, I guess I'll tell you which ones that I have been having a lot of fun playing with, and which ones, at least on the low level, that I have learned that are definitely a lot more useful than I initially thought they would be. Superwoman, last month's Toon. We got her up to L3 with a level 20 account. I just recently started doing this level 25. So that was pretty good. Not too bad. She's so much fun, and she absolutely smacks. She even smacks at this low level. When I face teams that are, sometimes I face teams in Wraith that are like 10k, 11k, she slaps in there as well. So definitely a very good Toon, and definitely worth upgrading. Shiva, she is nowhere near as good as in my other account. Now she has her 2, in which is like a Black Flash killer, except on my main account. On this account, with Toons that are very similar in power, Shiva does not smack very hard. So she's kind of a little bit disappointing. We got Star Sapphire, which is always a really good Toon. Arcus, of course, is definitely a good Toon. Enchantress, which was really nice to be able to get her to rank 5. Darkseid, another one of the free Toons. For Siege, anyway, we got him to L1, which was good. I mean, definitely good for Siege, right? And then I think we got one of them in a raid pack, but I don't know if it necessarily helped me. But either way, Darkseid, absolutely amazing. Not as good as Superwoman, I don't think, but still a really good Toon. I'm actually having a lot of fun playing with Enchantress. I really want to get her to Legendary, to be able to get some of those legendary abilities unlocked. Asriel is another Toon in which, on my main account, definitely does much better than before. I mean, I don't know. Maybe just because I don't have him at legendary, but he does not do very well for me at all, and so that's a little bit sad. I wanted to test him out and play with him on some teams, but he just does not do very well. I really honestly don't have too much trouble facing him. Sometimes I face, you know, teams like this that are really low level, but where Asriel is like L3, L4, and he can be a little bit problematic during that time. But right now, he's just not very good at low level for me in the regular ranks at level 25. Lex, still the best lead. I mean, Darkseid is a good lead. He is good. But he's decent. He's definitely a decent lead. You definitely need to have legendary. His stun on Darkseid's stun on his 1 makes a huge difference in the match. Definitely makes a huge difference in the match. And another thing you got to keep in mind is a lot of these Toons, take for example Darkseid, because of the fact that we are so low level. Because of the fact that we are so low level and we can't upgrade these abilities to, you know, maximum percentages. Right now, his Tyrant, his team leader, at the end of each teammate's turn, only 54% chance to call assist if he has 5 or more buffs. So if you think about on my main account, you know, this is maxed out, I think, at 75%. And that's a huge difference between 54% and 75%. Because remember, if it says 75% in there in the game, then really you're only getting it about 50% of the time. If it says 50% of the time, then you're really only getting it about 25% of the time. At least that's how it seems. I don't know if that's actually how it works. But a lot of these Toons that have really good passives that really make their kit really good makes it a little hard to for them to be as good on these low level accounts. So even though Darkseid is good, when you get him legendary and he has his he has his basic attack that can stun 100% of the time with the ups, overall though he's just average, and still Lex certainly outshines him. Captain Cold, another one of my favorite characters still in this game. My slow team is absolutely amazing. Coda was another one that I really wanted to be able to get on this account, but unfortunately she very common theme when you do play at this low level. It definitely feels like certain Toons at low level hit way harder than other Toons, even if, you know, you increase their level to my main account. So I could have two Toons that are the same level in this account, and you can tell a huge disparity in the amount of damage that they do. And take them on the same level on my main account, and the one that didn't do damage at low level all of a sudden does good damage at high level. It's really weird. But Coda's another one. Her passive is so important. To be able to proc when you get attacked or when you take damage, and to be able to, I mean, the 50% one, the using the Goddess of War, really does not matter. But here again, level 3, that's the most we can do. 54% chance to use Call of Arms on enemies that damage Wonder Woman. Well, because it's low level, that chance is going to be low, and so I have found that it, you know, just doesn't proc very often. And the 50%, even though that doesn't change, it still doesn't proc that often. She needs that in her kit. It's one of her essential things at low level. Remember, all of this stuff is thinking about it at low level, at either rank 5 or L1, you know, really low. And so she's still not as useful as I hoped she would be. Moving on though, more Toons that I got in either the store or maybe as rewards, like Stargirl. I can't remember if I got her in the store, if she was some reward. Hawk is the board clear for this month. So I started off with 0 fragments for Hawkman. And I think I'm going to be able to L2 him. So get enough fragments from 0 all the way to L2 for the month, for this month's board clear. And so that's pretty good. The Terra one I really like. I absolutely love Terra. I even like Terra in this game. Nightwing is another Toon that I do like, and I've had a lot of fun playing with. He was in the previous video though, and we haven't gotten any more fragments for him. Although Superman, which interestingly enough, I think he's higher. I have more fragments for him on this account than I do on my main account. I don't know how that worked out. But I do have Superman and was able to get him to L1. Batgirl's the same. We got Flash. Green Lantern, surprisingly to me, has been incredibly useful. I don't know. Obviously, because of his passive, right? He has a passive to where he does debuff immunity at the start, and when you get him to rank 5, he has that debuff immunity that he can apply to the whole team. And even at this low level, I have found that it has been incredibly useful because of the amount of times that you face teams that have Chemo on there. He is on so many teams on low level accounts that Green Lantern has been actually incredibly useful for me. I can't believe the phone has only crashed like once since we have started doing this, which I'm really surprised about. It must be mainly just when I do it in between like the battles and in between the menus and things like that. When I did the tier list for low level, I think I put them at C tier or something like that. If I do another tier list, which I think I'm going to, Green Lantern's going up to A, because as far as team leader goes, besides for Lex, he is by far the most useful. And if you can get him to L1, this hammer time would absolutely comes in clutch. It will definitely come in clutch. There's even quite a few teams that have a Harley on low level, and it can be a little bit problematic. So once you get Green Lantern to rank 5, he is so useful at low level just because of all of the Chemo teams that are absolutely out there. And then if you can get him to L1, you get this hammer time. Fantastic ability. Absolutely fantastic. So farm Green Lantern. He's going to definitely move up from C or whatever I ranked him as in my last video up to an A for sure. Cheetah is one that I have certainly still struggling to get fragments for. I farm her every single day. She is worthless until you get her to L1. Honestly, she is just absolutely worthless. But you still need to farm her just because she is so good. Pot, my main account, I have her L4 or L5 pretty ranked up, pretty leveled up, level 65, I think. Everything, you know, max the gear 10 with the rest of my characters. I love her. Absolutely love her on my main account. But she's difficult to use. She's difficult to use in here because, again, a lot of these Toons that have these stupid passives where at low level it is so hard to get them to proc, because you have to be able to upgrade the abilities in order to make them useful as far as, you know, these passives go. This is the same thing. 50% chance to use Fury of Zeus if no allies have a debuff, or Power of Truth if all allies have a debuff. This is so important, especially when you get Fury of Zeus. When you get this to apply buff immunity, she can do this on 2 separate Toons every single turn sometimes, apply buff immunity to 2 Toons and to clear the debuff or clear the buffs on the target. But at low level, her passives don't activate, and so it's, you know, really difficult. Anyway, moving on. But these are at least far as my lower level Toons that I'm still working on. I don't play with these as much. Ravager is another one that I really like, except I don't have enough fragments to actually make her useful on. Deadman is another fantastic player Toon that I have on my stun team, and even though he is only rank 4, he's actually really good on my stun team. I really like Deadman. I hope that he's another one. If you see Deadman in the store, maybe not meta, but I still have a lot of fun. I think Deadman is an absolute fantastic character. Cersei, Mr. Miracle, after the rework, able to get him to rank 5. Haven't really practiced too much with him. I haven't been necessarily that impressed though. The time that I have played, he's okay. I mean, it's kind of fun to switch it up or whatever. And then really not much else has changed. I can't really remember too many other Toons that I have that I think that are much different. Medfill is one. Medfill was the very first Toon in the store January 1st when the game launched, or when I launched this account. He was the very first Toon in the store and only had enough gems to buy 1 pack to get him to rank 2. And I haven't seen him since. So he's one that I really want to work on. Brainiac, definitely a Toon in the store, in the arena store, that you need to farm, but he's really hard to get. And I play a ton of arena, a ton. I've opened hundreds of thousands of arena credits, or spent, you know, and opened 100 packs, 200 packs or something like that, only 55 fragments. So he's really tough to get. Arsenal, I have not leveled him up yet, but I actually have Arsenal on my main account. I love this guy. You know what? I'm partial to the Titans, if y'all have not figured it out already. Eclipso, he's a new one. I got him in the raid packs. Firestorm is another one which I got in the raid packs, which I really like. Firestorm is one of my favorite all-time characters as well in the DC universe. Him and Blue Beetle. Blue Beetle is another Toon that is one of my absolute favorite. And as you saw, I do not have Blue Beetle anywhere on my team. So when he comes out, hopefully we can get him, and hopefully we can get enough fragments to be able to rank him up. As far as everything else goes, everything is pretty much the same. In Wraith, I am easily finishing in the top 1500 every single time. It's never an issue. The only issue is actually remembering to keep track within the last hour, just so I could remember to follow it and play if I have to, if I'm getting close. But getting in there and placing in the top 1500 is no issue. Red alerts, the team is a little bit different. I use Superwoman, Black Flash, Star Sapphire, and Lex. And so those are the 4 Toons that I do, and I still auto it all the time. As far as how high these Toons are right here at level 25, L3 is my most. It's still no problem. I can still auto all of them all of the time, and only once in a while I'll see a team that has full legendary, But once I play it, you know, if I'm actually playing it, it's really no problem. I usually save it for last, and it's usually never more than one team that has all legendaries. So I just, when I'm doing red alerts, I just skip that one and then play all the other ones and save the one single legendary for last, and then do that. And then I repeat the red alerts 2 or 3 times. The last week or so I haven't been able to, just because my phone keeps crashing. But I think that's pretty much it. Yeah, I think that's pretty much it. As far as the upgrade challenges go, like I said, I increased to level 25 so I could do the last node of the challenge events, the upgrade events, which I got the blue and the green done. Red is really hard. I can't figure out how to beat the red. So, I don't know. I'm going to upgrade them to gear 6, my reds first, and then test it out then to see if I could do it then. But we'll just have to see. Same with, I already mentioned red alerts, I already mentioned Wraith, and yeah, those are the tunes. That's what the roster looks like after 90 days of playing. So only 90 days of playing, and we got a really good roster, I think. A really good roster. I have enough essence right now to upgrade probably, I don't know, what looks to be 8 tunes to level 60. So at whatever point I want to start using this account and make it a, you know, mid-tier team or mid-tier roster, I can upgrade 8 tunes instantly all the way up to level 60. So I got quite a bit of essence, I got quite a bit of legendary stuff. I'm just saving it up, and then if that time ever comes, then I mean, that was only after 3 months. I have enough to do 8 of them, and so another month or 2. I mean, I could almost do, you know, 6 months into the game, and I'll be 15, 18 tunes that I could probably upgrade instantly to level 60 if I want to. But anyways, guys, that is gonna do it. Hopefully you did enjoy. I'm glad we were able to make it through this. It only crashed twice, which is pretty nice. But again, we really didn't do anything. All we did was just look at the roster. When I go into anything else is pretty much where it crashes. But that is the roster for after 90 days. You'll have to let me know what you think. Certainly a lot of fun. I'm still using the same teams, the same stun teams. And, you know, just to let you see what I'm doing, I mean, I got my bleed teams that I use, which they're certainly a lot of fun to play with. I have my Evasion Teams, which I do like, and I will make a couple adjustments with this, especially with Dove coming out. I'm excited. I can't wait. I'm gonna add her to this. Probably take out Siren. Probably take out Siren in this, because I don't know, maybe Impulse. I'm really not sure because I like how Impulse has this legendary where it retaliates if he does a miss, or gets one of his teammates to retaliate. This is my stun team. I love it. Absolutely, this is one of my favorite teams so far that I have played. Now, I do not have Hot Girl. At point in which if I do get her, eventually when I get her, she probably will be added into here. And Deadman, once I can get him and his basic can start stunning, that's going to be a lot of fun. And then we got, I don't know, just random teams, I guess, that I've just been testing out and playing with and, you know, enjoying actually playing with. But anyways, guys, that is going to do it for the video. Like I said, hopefully you did enjoy, and I'm hoping to get this phone situation figured out. That way we can start doing more content. I want to be able to do another tier list, which I think would definitely be a lot of fun. So much for being a condensed version. That actually probably went a lot longer than I initially thought it would. But yeah, that's gonna do it for the video. Hopefully you did enjoy, and hopefully I see everybody again soon. I love doing these, and I love playing on this account, which I might just have to buy a whole new phone just so I can play one single game. That sounds crazy. Either way, guys, y'all take it easy. Hopefully everybody's having a good weekend, and I'll see y'all next time. I am out. Peace.